Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Welcome back to CrackX. This is Shruti and we are doing Polity series of M. Lakshmikant 7th edition. So in the previous video, we have already covered chapter 2, Making of the Constitution. So as promised, I am here with the roadmap and let's begin with the roadmap. So in chapter 2, whatever we have studied, it is the overview of all of it, and that is going to be helpful for you to revise as many times as you. So let's begin with the roadmap. That is in 1934, M.N. Roy, the pioneer of the Indian National Congress, he for the very first time put forward the idea of the constitution, that is the Constituent Assembly, right? Then this idea was then considered by the INC, and then official demand of the Constituent Assembly was made in 1935, and for that an official resolution was passed in 1939, right? Then in 1942 finally it got accepted, and for that August offer, it got accepted in the August offer, and for that a cabinet member, Sir Stafford Cripps, came with the proposal of the British India in order to give India a constitution of itself, and for that he came with the proposal, and in that proposal it was mentioned that after World War II India will be having its own constitution as it would be independent. So this proposal of the August offer presented by Sir Stafford Cripps was rejected by Muslim League because it wanted a separate dominion. So because of that, on March 24, 1946, Cabinet Mission came to India with a Cabinet Mission plan, and the members of this Cabinet Mission was A.V. Alexander, Sir Stafford Cripps, and then Patrick Lawrence. And this cabinet mission rejected the demand of Muslim League of having a separate constituent assembly or separate dominion, and it accepted the demand of one constituent assembly for an independent India. And because of that, in 1946, a constituent assembly was made, whose feature was that it was partially elected and a partially nominated body. Why partially elected? Because indirect election provision was there, that is the elected members of the provisional legislature or the executive council was the one who was electing the members of the constituent assembly. So they themselves was elected on the basis of limited adult franchise. That is why it is called as a partially elected as well as partially nominated. Why? Because the nomination was there for the princely states, that is for the British India there was a provision for election, but for the princely state there was a provision for nomination, that is the head of the princely state has to nominate a person from his or her state, and that person is going to sit in the Constituent Assembly. However, the princely state did not join at first, but later they joined when the partition was accepted. The demand of Muslim League was accepted. We will do that. So then they joined. But right now in 1946, that time they didn't join. And the total strength of the Constituent Assembly was 389 seats. But out of which 296 was allotted to the British India. That is the provinces that was under British. And 93 was to the princely state, that was obviously vacant because they didn't join it. So out of 296, Muslim League got 73 seats after the election, INC got 208 seats after election, and the independent ones were having 15 seats. Although it was a provision of indirect election and also the princely state didn't join, but there was representation of each and every section of the society. So that was a very remarkable thing that happened in 1946. Then in December 9, 1946, first meeting of the Constituent Assembly held, and which was obviously boycotted by the Muslim League because they wanted a separate Constituent Assembly. However, Satyendra Prasad Sinha was made the temporary chairman or you can say, the president of the Constituent Assembly, because he was the oldest member. But in December 11, Rajendra Prasad was elected as a permanent member of the Constituent Assembly. Then in Jan 25, 1947, H.C. Mukherjee was elected as a vice president. However, there were two vice presidents. That is, later on, July 16, 1947, V.T. Krishnamachari was elected as the second vice president of the Constituent Assembly. Then in December 13, 1946, objective resolution was, introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. And in this, there were some features. That was the India, that it was like an objective. What would be the objective of the constitution that will be framed? So these are the objectives that were mentioned by Jawaharlal Nehru. So it was like independent and sovereign body होगा हमारा India, and it will be having its own constitution. जो भी princely states और states जो भी है जो हमें join करेंगी वो union होंगी. There were no provision of a federal system in which an independent states will be there. Every state will have the power, but will be a union. That is, they are not allowed to cede from the country without, the permission of the union government or anything like that. Then the residuary power would be, vested in the union. Then authority, the government or any state that will be there, they will derive their authority from the people. That is, there will be a provision of the direct election of the head of the country. Then adequate safeguards will be there for minorities, tribal groups, depressed and backward classes, right? Then republic, that is, our country will be republic. The head will be elected by the people, and it will provide justice in the manner of civilized nation. And promotion of peace and welfare will be its motto. And this all whatever the objectives was there was adopted on January 22, 1947 by the Constituent Assembly, and the modified version of this objective resolution is what we are having as a preamble in our modern constitution right now. So Independence Act of 1947, in which we got to know that Muslim League and Princely State, that I told you that Princely State later on joined the the Constituent Assembly because the demand of the partition was accepted on June 3, 1947 by Mountbatten Plan. Okay, so Muslim League and Princely State finally joined the Constituent Assembly, as we got to know here, right, कि मुस्लिम लीग ने यहाँ पे बॉयकॉट कर दिया था पहली मीटिंग को बिकॉज ये जिद पे अड़े हुए थे इनको अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली खुद का चाहिए. बट ऑल्दो जब माउंटबेटन प्लान पार्टीशन को एक्सेप्ट कर लेता है, मतलब पार्टीशन का प्रोविज़न लागू कर देता है, देन आफ्टर दैट मुस्लिम लीग वाज सैटिस्फाइड एंड प्रिंसली स्टेट्स वाज आल्सो विलिंग टू जॉइन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली. So the strength, although because Muslim League boycotted ना, उनके लिए तो अब separate constituent assembly मिल रहा था. तो there was 389 seats at first, but now it shrank to 299 because now Muslim League seats was not there because अब जो भी उनके seats थे वो, तो these 73 seats are not here, and just because ये जो भी 73 सीट्स थे अब नहीं है, तो यू विल कम टू नो दैट 389 सीट्स गॉट श्रिंक टू 299. इसके वजह से अब बेसिकली मेन सीट्स में जो फुल स्ट्रेंथ थी उसमें अगर सीट्स माइनस हुए हैं तो ऑब्वियसली सब सीट्स में से भी माइनस होंगे. सो जो 296 सीट्स अलॉटेड थी ब्रिटिश प्रोविंसेस को, ब्रिटिश इंडिया को, वो अब 229 हो गई थी. एंड जो प्रिंसली स्टेट्स अलॉटेड थी 93, वो अब घटकर 70 हो चुकी थी. देन द फीचर्स ऑफ द इंडिपेंडेंस एक्ट ऑफ 1947 वाज दैट कि अब फुल्ली सोवरेन कंट्री होगी हमारे पास. दैट इज, इंडिया विल बी अ फुल्ली सोवरेन कंट्री. इट विल बी हैविंग इट्स राइट टू फ्रेम द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एज पर इट्स डिज़ायर. एंड दो फंक्शंस यहाँ से मतलब हमें पता चलता है कि हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली का दो फंक्शंस है. दैट इज़, वन वाज अ लेजिस्लेटिव फंक्शन, दैट इज़ इट वाज आल्सो मेकिंग लॉज, along with making the constitution. So the function was, mainly to make the constitution, but until the constitution was made, it was also acting as a legislative body. That is, whenever it was, whenever it used to sit, or whenever the meeting used to happen in terms of legislative body, it was chaired by J.V. Mavalankar. And whenever it used to held as a constitutional, making body, it used to be chaired by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Then what the other functions was that the Commonwealth of May of 1949. So the British ratified that India can join the Commonwealth or can cede from it. So India accepted to join the Commonwealth of the British in May 1949, and the national flag was adopted in July 22, 1947. National anthem, national song, and Rajendra Prasad being elected as the first president of India happened in January 24, 1950. Okay. Then a total of 11 sessions was there to make this constitution. So total 11 sessions of the Constituent Assembly was held in order to make a draft constitution, and it took around 2 years, 11 months and 18 days for the constitution to be completely drafted. And the first general election was happened in 1951 to 52. So till this time, the function of the Constituent Assembly was like a legislative body, even though it was, even though it completed the function of making the constitution, it was acting as a law-making body till the first general election. Then there were some committees for the making of the constitution. Obviously, it was a very complex task, so it needs a very huge amount of team, and the works has to be distributed among those people. So there were 8 major committees and 13 minor committees. So these 8 major committees, in which the power and the Union Constitution and the State Committee was under the Jawaharlal Nehru, Provincial Constitution and Advisory Committee was under Sardar Patel, Drafting Committee was under B.R. Ambedkar, which was a very important committee. Then representation, then Steering Committee and Rule of Procedure Committee was under Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and this was those 8 committees, and other 13 was the minor committees. Then final draft was actually made in where the first reading happened in the Constituent Assembly for 5 days, and then in November 15, 1948 to October 17, 1949, second reading, that is the clause to clause reading was done, and some amendments was also provided, and some amendments was also discussed during this time. Then November 14, 1949, final reading was done, and a motion for the Constitution Assembly to be passed was put forth by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Then that motion was accepted, and on November 26, 1949, each member of the Constituent Assembly, that is 207 members that was present in the Constituent Assembly, they signed the constitution, that draft constitution, and showed that it is now accepted as a constitution of India. So at first, there were 395 articles and 8 schedules in the original constitution. Then Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was also known as the chief architect and father of the constitution. And from November 17, 2015, the government of India has made this November 26 to be a Samvidhan Divas, to be celebrated as Samvidhan Divas. Then other important facts of the, this chapter was that there was an expert committee in order to make the constitution. That is, it was responsible to, make a road for making the constitution, to make every preparations of the material that is needed in order to make a perfect constitution. Then elephant was, adopted as a symbol of our constitution. Then B.N. Rao was a legal advisor. H.V. R. Iyengar was selected as a secretary of the Constituent Assembly. Then S.N. Mukherjee was the chief draftsman. Then Prem Bihari Raizada was the one who calligraphed our original constitution. Our original constitution is fully handwritten, and it was Prem Bihari Raizada who calligraphed it in italic style. Then it was decorated by Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha. Okay, all the decorations of the original constitution has been done by Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha. And the Hindi version, the translation of the English version of the constitution into Hindi version is done by Vasant Krishna Vaidya. That is the handwritten Hindi version of the constitution, calligraphed by Vasant Krishna Vaidya. And this translation and disputes power of the constitution and every provision that is there for the translation of the constitution is under the authority of the president. So this was all about the chapter 2. The roadmap ends here. The chapter 2 fully ends here. So whenever you want to revise the whole chapter, it is a very good thing to do it in a very efficient manner. So I hope you would enjoy this and like it. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you. Take care.